Hey guys, so this is going to be a bit of a shorter video, hopefully, because once again, I am sick. The joys of working in a nursery. Toddlers are little germ factories that have not learnt how to cover their mouth when they are coughing and sneezing, and this is what you get. And also, what is the last thing you want to get when you're sick? Criticism. So before we really get started, I would just like to point out, yes, I am in my pajamas. Do I care? No. So as you sort of guessed from my last writing update, I have actually completed the first draft of my book. I'm super excited. I couldn't believe it because it felt like it'd taken much longer than I thought it was going to, but we did it, yay! And it's been sent off to beta readers. I've gone through it myself a couple of times to edit, and yeah, criticism is not a fun thing to get at all. And I have a habit that I don't like, and it's a really difficult one to get out of, and that is that I take things way too personally when I shouldn't. It's always been a thing, even since I was a little kid. If someone said one tiny thing that was negative about me, or about something that I'd done or been a part of, I would take it so personally and get so angry and so frustrated, and that's not a great mindset to be in at all. It is very hard to not take things personally, especially for creative types, because you put so much time and effort into your project. So when someone says something negative about it, it hurts a million times more because it's all you putting all of your heart and soul into something that you're passionate about. For someone to go, you made a mistake, this part isn't right, not sure about that, and just poke all of the holes into it. I'm not great with criticism because I take it personally, and that's a bad thing. When I mean I take it personally, I don't mean like I rant and rave like, how dare you call my piece of work a piece of crap? How dare you say that I made a grammar mistake? My writing is flawless. Because I know it's not flawless. It is nowhere near flawless, but that is what the point of a first draft. It's crap, but you have a foundation to work with. So I need to get over it big time. But there are things to remember when it comes to criticism, is that it's not aimed directly at you or at your story. These people are trying to help you, and that is something that I do know and I do understand, but the whole process is easier said than done. I get it. But there are ways to help, and that is learning what is good criticism and what is bad criticism. And I don't mean like reviews, like you got a great review or a bad review. What I mean is what's going to be helpful in your process. So for example, if you have someone coming at you like, oh, this is bad, that needs work, I don't like this, and you're like, okay, fair enough, why? Oh, because. If they can't give you a reason or they're not being specific, then that's bad criticism because they're not giving you anything to work with. It's not constructive. And that's not saying that their opinion is wrong in any way, it's just if they're giving you just an opinion with no solution, you don't have anything to work with, and that's just something that is going to play on your mind. Creative and constructive criticism is when people point out, I wasn't a fan of this because it didn't feel like you were going into enough depth with your character, it felt a little bit shallow, maybe you could explore the mindset a little bit more in this situation. Or, now, I really liked this chapter, but there were a few segments where the narrative kind of went a bit askew. It sounded like it wasn't coming from the character that was there at the time. Is that worth revising a little bit? That's creative and constructive because they're pointing out what they didn't like or what didn't feel right and gave reasons why and solutions, and they're readers at the end of the day, so it's gonna come in handy. It's also worth knowing that when you are handing out your story to be looked at and to be edited, there are two different things you need to make sure of. The first one is the person you're sending the story to, your target audience. My story is new adult fantasy adventure kind of thing. It's got a little bit of horror to it, but not a horror genre. It's just a few darker scenes, a few bloody bits every here and there. So that kind of thing. So there would be no point me sending it to someone who is a major fan of gritty, dark, realistic horror, or documentaries, or historians, because that's not the target audience. But if I send it to someone who does have an interest in the new adult genre, reads a lot of fantasy, and does like a bit of a grittier adventure story, then perfect. Those are the people that I'm aiming at, because if you send it to someone who is not interested in any of the genres that you are writing in, then you're not going to get the criticism and the reviews that you want, because the book wasn't really meant for them in the first place. The second thing you need to remember is, what do you want from the criticism? So I made this mistake, and I kind of regret it, but I kind of don't, because it did open my eyes. I sent my story to my first beta reader, and she did point out a few grammar issues here and there, but overall she was only looking at the story as a whole. She wasn't diving in deep. She was just reading it as a story, and she liked it. Great. Again, she did point out a few scenes don't work here because of ABC. You might want to look at that. Thank you so much. And then I sent it to somebody else, and instantly I had a load of editing issues coming my way, so like grammar, spelling, a few bits pointed out here and there. They moved around sentence structures, and I was looking at it like, there is so many things here, oh my god, and it was so overwhelming because I wasn't expecting it, especially going from, yeah, your story's great, you might want to change a few things, to here's a load of things that you need to change right now, and they're only still in the prologue, and I was just there like, I'm done, this is absolutely awful, the rest of my book is going to be trash, oh my god. And then I actually sat down and, talked to them like a human, and they were saying, well, did you want me to read through it as in judging the story, or did you want me to look through it as in editing the story for you? There's more than one kind, isn't there? So yeah, I did say, I'm sorry, I wasn't clear. I would like you to look over the story as a whole first, just to see if you think it's, going to be something that you would read, or something that would be marketable and would be interesting to read and is worth continuing. And then afterwards, if you could go through it again and help me with editing and grammar, because let it be known, I am not a grammar expert. The English degree I did in university did nothing for me, so I need all the help I can get. Oh, okay, great. And now they're reading it. Still making a few notes here and there, but it's based on the story, and then they're going to go into grammar. Some of the grammar things I've already found because I'm still reading through it myself for the 4th time, just to make sure I've got everything. It's not easy. Criticism is tough. It really is, because you put your heart and soul into something, and up here, it is not going to be perfect. It is going to be nowhere near perfect, but it is going to give you something to work with. And it's going to be something that you can improve on until it's this absolute masterpiece. That goes for everybody out there. Your first draft is never going to be perfect, but it is something that you can put some major juice into and it can just fly. But you do have to get told by a few people that things aren't working and that things need to be changed. And that does hurt. It really does. I guess I do have a few ways of trying to trick myself into not taking things personally, because I just want to say I appreciate every single person that is trying to help me with this project, and I couldn't do this without them. I really can't, and I love them. I really do. So when I'm saying stuff like this, I'm not criticizing them because they're helping. I'm just saying about my own mindset. I'm taking things personally, and it's making me kind of scared in a way. Do any of you get this problem where you send your book to someone to read and then you kind of avoid talking to them for the longest time because you're scared that you've made things awkward, because you've pretty much let someone look into part of your mind? And that's a terrifying thing. And then when they come back with criticism, creative, constructive, or otherwise, it kills me a little bit inside. Does anyone else get this issue, or is it just my anxiety-fueled paranoia killing me right now? I don't know. Tell you what, this cold is freaking killing me. Thank you, children. But there are ways to get around taking things personally, and the first thing is to breathe. Just breathe. No one is perfect, and at the end of the day, they're trying to help you. You asked for this. That's something to remember with criticism, is that no matter what comes your way, you did ask for it. So you need to pull up your big boy trousers and just own it, okay? Try and justify yourself. Like if someone makes a comment of, this bit doesn't make sense, it feels a bit rushed. Like, okay, was it rushed because the scene is rushed because there's a lot going on and they're scared, or is it rushed because you just wanted to get the scene over with? Do try and justify yourself, but don't be a brat about it. Don't be like, oh well, you just don't get it. Just own it. Say, okay, maybe I didn't give as much dedication to that scene as I should have. I'll give it a go. Just own it, don't be a brat about it, and remember it's to help you. Everybody experiences criticism in one way or another, and it's never fun, but it does give you the tools to make your little nuggets into an absolute gem. I'm gonna end this video here because I have medicine to take and a nap to have, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much. Criticism is not fun, but it's there to help you, and once it's published, you're going to get reviews, and not all of them are going to be friendly. But that's okay. You know why? Because no matter what, you're always going to bounce back stronger. Your writing is going to improve, your characters are going to be more developed, and you as a person are going to be absolutely badass. Hopefully the thick skin comes with the job. I'll let you know on that one. And if you're any more experienced than me, which most of you probably are, let me know, please. I hope you have an amazing day, week, month. Hope your writing is going great, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, my scribblers.